The alarm light blinked silently in the corner of the study, its red glow piercing the darkness like an accusing eye. Mark Harrison, a self-made millionaire known for his sharp instincts and colder caution, stood behind the half-closed door, holding his breath. He had set a trap. Not out of malice, but out of fear that someone he trusted was stealing from him. And tonight, he would finally get his answer. For weeks, Mark had noticed money missing from his safe, first a few hundred, then 1,000. Small amounts for a man of his wealth, but enough to shake his sense of control. The only person with regular access to his study was his maid, Grace Thompson, a quiet woman in her early 40s with kind eyes and a soft smile. She had been with him for almost 2 years, always punctual, always respectful, always gentle. Too gentle, he thought now. Maybe too perfect. So he left the safe door wide open, stacks of money purposely placed at the edge, tempting, obvious, impossible to ignore. If she took even a single dollar, he would know. At exactly 6:15 p.m., he heard the soft footsteps he had been waiting for. Grace entered with her cleaning cart, humming a hymn under her breath like she always did, Amazing Grace. The irony stung him. She dusted the shelves, arranged his books, picked up his jacket, then she turned toward the open safe. Mark's grip tightened on the doorknob. This is it, he thought. Show me who you really are. Grace froze at the sight. She stared at the open door, the exposed bundles of cash, the loose papers. Her brows knitted together, not with greed, but concern. She leaned in closer, and Mark prepared himself for disappointment. But instead of taking anything, Grace did something that stopped Mark's heartbeat. She began counting, not taking, not pocketing, counting. She lifted each stack gently, wrote the numbers in her small notebook, then placed the money back, neater than she found it. She closed the safe door halfway, hesitated, then sighed deeply. And in a trembling whisper, she said, Lord, please help Mr. Harrison find whoever is stealing from him. He doesn't deserve this. Mark's chest tightened. Grace wiped her eyes quickly, packed her cart, and left the study without touching a single dollar. That night, guilt gnawed at Mark like a relentless tide. She wasn't the thief. She wasn't even tempted. She was worried for him, the man who had spent the whole day plotting to catch her doing wrong. The next morning, he called her into his study. Grace entered nervously, wringing her hands. Is everything all right, sir? Mark swallowed. Grace, I owe you an apology. Her eyes widened. An apology? From you? He explained everything, the missing money, his suspicion, the trap he set, and what he saw. Grace stood frozen, shock washing over her. Then her voice cracked. You thought it was me. Mark nodded, ashamed. Grace stepped back a little. Mr. Harrison, I would never steal from you. You took me in when no one else would hire me. I owe you more than just work, I owe you dignity. Mark felt each word strike him like a blow. Grace, why did you count the money? Tears gathered in her eyes. Because, I didn't want you to think you were losing your mind. She hesitated. My mother had early dementia. She forgot things, misplaced things, blamed others. I thought maybe you had too much stress, and I wanted to help without embarrassing you. Mark's throat tightened. He sat down heavily. Another piece of the puzzle clicked in his mind. Grace, the money wasn't stolen. She stared, confused. He continued, my son Ethan took it. He's been struggling again, with debts, with gambling. He was too ashamed to ask for help, so he sneaked it out little by little. Grace brought her hand to her mouth. Oh my, I had no idea. I misjudged you, Mark whispered. I misjudged everything. Silence filled the room until Grace gently said, Mr. Harrison, people make mistakes when they're scared. You're not a bad man. Just a worried father. For the first time in years, Mark felt the sting of tears. Grace, the woman he doubted, was offering him comfort instead of anger. He asked, voice low, Grace, what do I owe you for your loyalty? Her smile was bittersweet. You don't owe me anything, sir. Just treat people with the kindness you wish others would show your son. That simple sentence broke him. Mark stood, walked around the desk, and did something he rarely did, he hugged her. Grace stiffened in surprise, then relaxed, patting his back gently. When they parted, he said, Grace, please stay. Not as my maid, but as my house manager. Higher pay, more respect, more responsibilities. Her breath caught. Are you serious? You've shown more integrity than anyone I know. Grace nodded slowly, overwhelmed. Thank you, Mr. Harrison, truly. That night, Mark spoke to his son. He didn't yell, didn't accuse. Instead, He shared what Grace had done, how she had shown kindness when he showed suspicion, how she stayed loyal, how she prayed for him even when he doubted her. Ethan broke down. It became a turning point, not just for Ethan, but for Mark too. He started trusting more, judging less, listening more deeply. And as for Grace, she became not just an employee, but a cornerstone of the household, someone whose integrity reshaped an entire family.